Hey Chael, Glenn Bell. I hope that all is well. Chael, if you could be magically gifted one of 5 attributes, I'm curious to know which one it would be. First up, power. Your strikes, your punches, your kicks, all of your strikes, elbows, knees, are the most powerful of anyone in combat sports. Second up, accuracy. Pretty much when you look at your target and you strike at it, you hit it. You have the best accuracy of anyone in all of combat sports. Next up, speed. You're the fastest guy in all of combat sports. Whether it's the ring or the octagon, wherever you are, wherever you're fighting, you're the fastest guy of anyone in combat sports. Next up, strategy and tactics. When it comes to you and someone else locked up in a position, that split second that you think about what to do next, you make the best decisions. There's no one as smart as you are when it comes to tactics and strategy and what to do next. And lastly, endurance. In this case, you have the iron lungs. You never get tired. You go 5 rounds for 5 minutes and you end that bout just like you started. You just have the iron lungs. So Chael, again, power, accuracy, speed, strategy, or endurance. If you had to choose, and you could choose from any of the 5, I'm curious to know, which one would you choose?
Endurance, Glenn. Listen, endurance for a couple of reasons. I mean, first off, not only is that an incredible weapon, and that would be an intangible, that would be something that you could not break down just by watching. When you will feel somebody's will, whenever you talk about the will of a fighter, you're not talking about how much pain they can take or how willing they're to dig deep. That's what your eyes will falsely tell you as a viewer, but you're just talking about who's in the better shape. Who is feeling better longer than the other guy? You can weaponize pace. I mean, from the way Dan Gable did it to George St. Pierre came in and did it, it's a very real thing. And also, because you're handing me the skill, I get to just reach the genie out of the bottle and have that, because endurance is so hard to get, Glenn. Sure, there's some DNA. Sure, you mentioned the iron lung. Yeah, there's actually some people's lungs who are physically larger than other people's lungs. Or they produce more hemoglobin. Or more hematocrit, which is the oxygen in your red blood cells that allows you to have some of these endurance things. But if you don't have that and you just got to work your butt off every single day, you can't go do that in a training camp for 6 or 8 or even 10 weeks. That's every single day. That's every single day since you were a teenager on to try to build that capacity. So if I could just be handed to somebody, boy, life would sure be a lot easier. I liked what you said about accuracy, but I feel like you padded the accuracy one. Because you went as far as to say anytime you tried to strike your opponent, it just happened to land. Yes, that would be a wonderful one. If any time, so no matter how tired I was, or no matter who had the reach, or no matter where he was, I just did it almost like a superhero, then yes, accuracy would be really great. I'd stay right here in this chair and hit him on. Now, I know that isn't what you meant, literally, but that's where accuracy would be. And then I personally am just a speed guy. I just personally respect the guys that are fast. I grew up watching Sugar Ray Leonard, where he would be so quick you couldn't even see it coming. Or Bruce Lee, and I realized they doctored the tape and sped it up, but when I was young enough to not know that they were doctoring the tape, I thought that was really amazing. I've always just enjoyed some of those speed fighters, but of all of them, the one that would be hardest to achieve, that power you're born with. And you can improve on power, but you either have that or you don't. And in large part, you could fix your accuracy, and speed's another one you're kind of born with. But that endurance is the one that you really have to earn and work the hardest for. So if you were to hand me one, if you're telling me I can just have one, I'm taking the low-hanging fruit, I'm taking the easy way out, and I'm going to have that iron lung.